Okay, I had a situation that I had a listing and I never reduced it. It was on the market exactly 365 days. This is a
Hmm.
long time ago. It was 99.9, and I had three offers on the same day. It was I
Wow.
mean, uncanny. So it 100% happens, and you got to remember what some people are doing is that like we just looked at the last listing. Andy said, "Hey, it's probably 3.99." And all of a sudden there's like five people watching it to be able to come to that level. All of a sudden everyone jumps in. People are like, oh man, if it was four, I could probably get it for 1 million or 4,350,000. And now we've got multiple offers and maybe it goes to 1,450,000. So it does happen. And ethically, we cannot state that there's another offer if there isn't another offer. But I'll tell you, you certainly can say that, you know what, people have been talking about it. We don't have nothing yet, which is true.
Well, and just in general in life, you got to be careful. Like, you don't always want to show your cards. So, like for example, as a buyer, you go in there and basically tell them, "Hey, count on an offer coming in tomorrow, and because we're really excited, we like it, we're gonna lowball you, and be ready for a lowball offer and whatever." Now that agent takes that information because they don't work for you; they work for the seller. Now they go out there and talk to every real estate agent that's already looked at that property and said, "Hey, I think I have an offer coming in. That offer you wrote before, I think I can get that sold for you. Resubmit that offer to me and let's see what happens." So now that agent's out there, you gave them leverage and ammunition to go out there to submit or to get an offer stirred up. And so sometimes you got to be careful. Sometimes you're better off going in stealth mode, not saying anything, hit them with an offer, get the response, get the answer, and then you'll have better success as a buying agent or as a buyer than you will as the maybe something's coming in, maybe tomorrow, maybe underpriced. And then that agent uses every bit of that against you to get themselves a better offer faster, quicker, because they want to close.
Tell you another thing you got to watch out for. You play that little trick and you haven't told your sellers about it. All of a sudden, that one offer that you had backs out because they don't want to compete. I mean, you got to be really careful with that kind of stuff. I always talk to my clients and then let them make the decision. Say, hey, here's what I kind of want to do. Do you think we should or we shouldn't? Because let's just say you have one offer, and you're like, hey, there's like three other people that did show it a week ago. Hey, do we go to them and or put it out there, say, hey, we're having multiple offers, and that scares the one person away that you have. So that to me, it's kind of like ultimately that's your seller's decision and what to do. But I thought another interesting thing that I saw this weekend, I got more calls from agents on this one than I've had ever, like with multiple offers. A lot of times we just don't even get a call, but every one of them was asking, well, how many offers are there? I said, well, we're not expecting them until this time. So how do I know? I have no idea how many offers there are.
So, Chris, talk about that for a second, because I get some agents that call me, they're absolutely livid that I say, just submit your offer. I'll present it when it comes in. My client has advised me to present all offers as they come in. And they go, well, but how many offers? And I'm like, I've been advised not to tell you that.
Exactly.
And what agents don't understand, they think there's like a scorecard that they have to see behind us. Like, hey, there's 6 offers up on the board right now, and here's what they're offering, and you can do better.
And are you going to offer more or less if there's 6 or 8?
Are they under asking price or are they over?
Are you going to offer more because there's only 3 or because there's 7? I mean, it's just like, what are you getting out of that? The interest? You should know the interest. I mean, you've seen everyone scurry in and out of there. I mean, and I'll tell you what, I mean, the best thing that buyers can do or their agents can do is if there's an open house that's kind of going with it, is go to that open house. Go to the open house and see for yourself how people are reacting to it. Yeah. And then you'll have your answer.
Right. Well, that, and then, the other thing with offers, I think that, the other side of receiving offers, and a lot of times when I get an agent that's very flustered like that, they don't know what to do. They're trying to edge away at me, trying to get an answer. And I say, we look at 12 different things when an offer comes in, and one of them is price. Yeah. So when you're asking me about price, negotiating of terms, I mean, closing dates, what kind of financing you have, what kind of deposits you have, do you have an inspection, what kind of an inspection? I mean, there's all these things that we go through when an offer comes in. And I said, you can make your offer look really, really good and not be the best price. And we might take your offer because it meets all the other criteria that it's important to us. So smart agents, and this is, I'm not afraid to call a listing agent and say, hey, what's important to your seller? And you and I have talked about this a million times.
That's smart.
Tell me what's important to your seller. Closing date, personal property, price, closing, whatever it is, put it all together for me. They want you to sign an as-is addendum and then say, I'm just curious, how do I sell my buyer on accepting an as-is addendum from you when you've owned the house for 40 years?